shot at you earlier are incinerated by the combined force of your blasts. And that edge is now guarded. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. As one of them is destroyed, you can feel its feeble kobold soul trailing down towards you, and your body drinks it up, replenishing the temporary HP you previously had. Alright, so that's Lem's assistance.
Yes.
We go to Melisana, who is going to be casting Bless on the primary anchor forces of her army, and then pushing her armies forward. She gets advantage plus charisma plus they get 5. That is a decent amount. The armies of never winter and water. Winter weekend, so they get a little bit of a penalty. The soldiers of Neverwinter are contributing very little to this fight, but the soldiers and mages of the armies of Waterdeep manage to cleave out a small subsection of this, and these forces start to move in, distracted away from their ballistas, and mostly focusing on the army that has materialized through Luciano's psychic gate atop this section of the battlefield. Luciano is concentrating on continuing to hold the gate open. Therefore picking off or weakening some of their forces. This army is now damaged as well. And then also I forgot to roll Lundquist. With the Gentarum there and the assistance from Cyrano, they're going to have advantage to help pick off kobolds. That is going to give them Lundquist's charisma bonus is 0, but they're doing precision assassinations, so they're getting a plus 5 to that. The Gentarum get 21. And you see as the Gentarum agents, capitalizing on the confusion of the kobolds, start to shear through large sections of the kobold armies, spells flying off, necrotic energy zooming around, and blades being drawn and thrown across the battlefield. You see a large number of kobolds in this section fall, either to their selves or to the virulence of the Gentarum's assault. The Gentarum are doing perfectly fine with their rolls. The kobold army is now heavily damaged. Not quite crippled yet, but at a bad...
Oh, just wait.
Oh, it's like, all right, I'm not done yet. Okay. That was the end of Melisana's turn. It goes back to Fernir or Sven, your choice.
Sven first, I suppose.
Sven?
Yeah,
Sven marches up.
Probably the next character. Oh no, Fernir is whatever. What do I know about anything?
You're still raging.
I am the rage.
I am the height.
Wait, Fernir's gun?
No, Sven's gun.
Okay.
I am the tail.
And then either one of you or Asher's on deck.
I'm just gonna swing my big meaty fists.
Sure, attack rolls.
Various directions. 2? No, more.
You get 3 attacks with Sven. Yes.
So,
It's your morning star, not fists.
26. Nope. Oh, do I?
Kurumaru is
I can't reroll ones, can I?
you not on attack rolls.
23.
Okay, so
26,
you manage to cleave in 2 hits. You roll to the side and just smash 2 skeleton soldiers apart with your Morning Star, crushing another enemy in front of you. The enemy group starts to thin significantly, and a path is drawn directly to the other lich leading the forces.
I
You see the main
extra attack.
extra attack, your 3 attacks.
Okay.
Anything else for Sven's?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Excuse me?
After that,
What?
Will you
Rapid
grab
reaction.
me a Doom Mountain?
Do it now.
A what?
Doom Mountain, please.
Mountain Dew, please.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to be funny and I just not English very well.
For my next action.
Oh, did you end up rolling for Devil Army?
Oh yeah, I'm going to do that now.
Let me make Grappy go first.
Grappy goes next. Grappy is welcome to move up into combat.
He will.
You
Move
will.
up 30 feet.
18?
It's okay.
You're supposed to?
Like
There,
You're a sweet boy.
And he's gonna attack
That's gonna
twice.
cause
Attack twice?
After he
Twice.
moves up 30 feet.
Grappy moves up, moves past these soldiers, but they're too distracted fighting Asher and some of the giants and members of the Order of the Gauntlet, that you're able to slip right by and strike at the skeletons in front of you.
So, non-natural 20?
Non-natural 20?
Yeah.
That is a hit.
We got any nat ones? One.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we have.
Rappy got one and decapitated a lich and insta-killed it.
That's, I'm sorry. It's 8 damage.
8 damage? Okay, so Rappy comes up and manages to slice at one skeleton, raises up its shield, and then one of the Order of the Gauntlet soldiers kind of blast it with a sacred flame, and it kind of tumbles to the side, and then bats its sword against its shield. It rushes at Rappy, crumbling on the attack, and Rappy just easily bats the weapon to the side, uppercuts with the blade, knocking the skull off of it.
Bonus action, Rage.
Rappy lets out a successful war cry after killing one of the skeletons. The assault.
More nine.
The 23.
23. The skeleton directly near that one, you're able to press the advantage on that one. You slash that one to ribbons with another attack. That one was already heavily damaged. I'm pretty sure you'll get it.
10.
10? Oh yeah. So you run up and you bat it with the side of your blade and the creature's skull caves in. And you just swing your blade down and the force of your attack slashes straight into the creature and splits its ribcage apart. The skeleton falls inanimate to pieces behind you.
Inanimate means not moving.
He's dead.
He's down.
Any of Rappy's armies?
Rappy's gonna have the giants push forward.
Okay.
Okay.
Gonna tell the other two to focus fire up if they can, but otherwise just stay behind us.
So the elves of the Misty Forest are taking their opportunity to fire upwards. They're closer to this side, and the
Misty Forest
the
and
elves of the Misty
Thank
Forest
you.
and the Emerald Enclave.
Yep.
The Emerald Enclave begins using some of their natural and druidic magic, the accuracy of their rangers to fire their arrows, and nature spells upwards towards this group. The giants press forward, slamming apart undead. They're adding Rappy's charisma bonus, +1. So they're going to do a decent number, and as the giants ripple through the battlefield, they carve ahead, smashing apart every single remaining undead in your way as you push, leaving only the lich there. And you can see his arms sort of fall low and fire in his eyes sizzle out as the last undead he had control of falls to pieces, and it's him alone on the battlefield. He positions himself one to the side as the giants begin to rush towards the vanguard. Immediately following that, the Misty Forest elves are going to strike. They didn't go last turn because they were trying to get a beat on them, so I'm just going to give them advantage on this one.
okay.
Did my people go? The army that I'm...
The army that you have there just moving up alongside there, and the
And the
Gentara.
Gentara help too.
Yes.
Everyone else is in the cabin.
So that is going to be for the Misty Forest elves, it's going to be a 24.
Happened to lungy sheep.
The Misty Forest elves' arrows fire up, and as the arrows rain down on this section of the kobolds, you can see the arrows burst into entangling blasts of vines as they strike, and a bunch of the kobolds are wrapped up, strangled, and chokeholded inside of the remaining vines. The few that manage to survive are either still confused or near others that are confused. Arrows fly in every direction. Gentarum knives find easy targets, and the kobolds near their arrows have scattered into oblivion. The kobold army is crippled by the Misty Forest elves, and then this group up here,
I hope I get to finish.
the dryads are going to sort of like plant themselves down,
Plant.
and then the big tree, the big Trent, is going to take a deep breath and just go into meditation. And then one of the centaur druids comes up and places his hand on the tree, and then you'll see 2 fey spirits fly upwards, plant themselves right here as the army engages, and the 2 fey are going to reach their hands into the ground, roots erupt out of their hands, and a small tree just sort of bursts its way through the volcanic ash. The tree looks weak and kind of sad and sickly, but it's functional enough, and as the light erupts from the Centaur Ranger's hand, you see the army rush through the Elder Trent, tree striding their way through. and the army reaches up here and begins a full frontal assault. Plus Rafi's, that's going to be a 25. The army manages to be extremely successful at the Emerald Enclave, bowls over and begins entangling, casting spike growth, erupting the ground, causing lava to crack out and sort of sweeping along the battlefield. This large section of this army is blown to pieces and they are nearly crippled
Hell yeah.
by that assault.
Brava.
The armies are starting, you basically have taken this entire area, just a collection of
mine.
alliance forces.
He's mine now.
This for me, thank you.
And after
Focus
that,
for me.
that's the end of Rafi's turn. It's going to go back to our dear friend,
Callista.
Calista.
Callista is going to... She has control of the Red Wizards, she has control of the Harpers
and
and
the Sages of Silvery Moon.
Yep.
Silver Moon.
Yep,
Yes.
the silver moon. I'm going to get my cover that.
Okay, I'll think about it.
Dude.
They're gonna do magical support against, fuck it, fuck the dragons. All, 100%.
Strong words.
Everything, everybody, Red Wizards of Fae, they're all spellcasters.
Red Wizards, Sages of Silvery Moon, yeah.
And focus on the airborne fight. Help out the metallic dragons while that horn's being blown because they're at a disadvantage while it is.
You will be attacking them. You have advantage, but any assaults against the chromatic dragons have disadvantage while the horn is still blowing. The devil army is managing to put some cracks in them. One of these soldiers goes down, but the devil army is capitalized upon. This creature begins waving and teleporting around the battlefield, cutting into devils with a glimmering, like grayish light sword. And this creature begins blowing, and anything that tries to get too close, ears start bleeding and skin starts flaking away as they get too close to the horn. So the devils are making some progress, but not quite able to fully damage it yet. Yep.
Where is the horn?
Right here. Yeah.
I see.
Yes.
How far away is that from
80 feet up here, but from who?
from Holly?
From Holly?
Is it 400 feet away?
No. This whole battlefield is 400 feet.
Then I know what I gotta
So
do.
Holly's like, yeah. Actually, have Holly make a perception check, please.
Okay.
The mages are going to provide counter support. So, mages of Silvery Moon, or sorry, Red Wizards, mages of Silvery Moon. Okay, so the Red Wizards don't really seem to be pulling their weight at this point. They start using some of their magic to kind of coast upwards and strike out, but like a lot of their necromantic spells can't quite reach, and they're forced to use kind of lesser evocation magics to extend their reach towards the flying creatures. Some of them fly and soar upwards using basic attacks, but as they get up into the air, the swooping dragons coming by just like grab them and snatch them out of the air with their teeth. They're able to do a decent amount of damage, but not enough to really like critically wound the dragons, and the Red Wizards are now damaged. However, the Sages of Silvery Moon start putting up like large magical defensive fortifications, and as some of the dragons come by, you just hear a "No!" And the Dwarven Wizard who serves as sort of the liaison for Silvery Moon raises his hands, and a large group of your mages that have collated in the center here build a huge wall of glowing white energy in the air, and as the dragons fly towards some of their loose mages, they slam into the wall hard, and several of them tumble down towards the ground. This natural 20 manages to seriously damage the dragons, and as enough of the dragons like sort of moving in a kind of predictable flight path, some have sort of veered off, but a large group of dragons just slam into the wall, and then some of them start to move their hands and kind of grab a large chunk of the adult dragons, putting them together in a big sphere, and they all start like gnashing and tearing and flying, and literally in panic as they're captured inside of this very limited air sphere, struggling and clawing at each other. As they push the thing closer, you see a number of dragons just sort of crack under the weight and pressure of the sphere, and as they let it go, the dragons just sort of plummet. Some of them pick themselves up and weakly fly on broken and damaged wings, but after seeing that happen, the chromatic dragons in the sky look, and they growl and grimace at all of you, and then bank around, moving away back towards the temple. They have successfully managed to cause the chromatic dragons to flee from the battlefield.
They have been routed.
They have been routed. They're still back towards the temple, but they've decided to focus on defending the temple instead. They're putting themselves in too much harm's way too early on, and the dragons have banked off.
Which is why we are not using our dragons like that.
It's okay. They did what they needed to do.
Yeah, those dragons
They
now are able.
baited out the dragons.
Metallic dragons are able to bank away freely.
No,
What
I'm
was your perception
saying,
check?
no, our dragons are doing
17?
fine.
17. You are able to see from where you are. You can hear that loud cacophony. It's like the higher up you raise into the air, the louder that awful droning sound gets, and your eyes fixate on the army of devils now dwindling, and a well, not familiar to you, but a sort of like long-lithe, devilish figure covered in like searing red runes, his scorpion tail flailing as he strikes out and duels with the creature. By this point, some of the devils are behind here striking at the creature as it bites and gnashes, still like breathing out of the side of his mouth into its horn, but clawing away at them. And Lord Volmer duels this creature in one-on-one combat. But you notice the large onyx dragon horn curved upwards, blasting sonic energy through rune-laden golden rings surrounding it, and clearly identified as a powerful magic item.
Oh yeah.
Okay, after that, you said Callista had the armies doing that. They pulled that successfully and pushed the dragons away.
The Harpers.
Yep, what are the Harpers up to?
They're kind of a mixed bag of sorts, right?
Yeah, they have a variety. They're kind of jack of all trades. They can
Right.
do a little bit of everything. Not super well, but a little bit.
I don't want to throw them in the melee with the giants and the dwarves being the fucking out of each
It
other.
is very crowded here too. Though.
Yes.
Basically, the entire gullet.
The
is
kobolds are pretty much routed. I wonder if it'd be worth it to send them up to help with the horn, help pull some pressure off of the devils.
You can definitely send them to do that. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, let's send the Harpers to support the devils.
Did Rappy get pushed by the wind?
Yes.
Oh yeah, he did. He's right there. So a bunch of Harper mages basically ready themselves, and they realize what they have to do. They grab large pockets of their soldiers and pick for this point, and you see a number of them just raise their hands in mass teleportation groups. They manage to dimension door themselves and a couple of other soldiers up here. Large body of the forces have come up to assist the devils. They're able to basically mass transport their armies and provide assistance during this round, but with the limited range of their teleportation, they're not able to act on this turn. So the Harpers sort of like coalesce around this area, and Lord Volmer just cracks a smirk on his face as the forces rush forward. With Leosin sort of leading the charge, and as Lord Volmer blocks the sword of the shadowy figure, Leosin lands right behind him and just kind of like puts his spear up against, or his quarterstaff up against the guy's arm, and he looks back. And Leosin looks at Lord Volmer and goes, "Never thought I'd be fighting side by side with you. Oh well, try not to kill me." And he just goes, "No promises, elfling." But the two of them are now flanking this figure, and the Harpers have arrived at the top of that side.
Hooray, Harpers!
Some of the Harpers have also splintered off and provided support there as well, because not all of them are necessarily needed. So they go up there. After that, it will be either, I believe, Geth or Sina's turn.
Okay. Geth
Yep.
is going to, I guess we gotta double down on taking out that fucking lich. And let's see, what does he have for armies? I mean, he's just gonna have the fighting bros go do some fighting.
We have the entire, oh, never mind. I said, we have all the Bash Bros in the center, and then I was like, let this just there.
Oh yeah, and Kellen.
So-
Kellen moved back. He's not that far back.
Yeah, so metallic dragons are just gonna hold for now.
Okay. The metallic dragons begin banking around,
They
able
don't
to
need to
fly
do anything
about
right now.
freely above the dangerous areas of the battlefield because the chromatic dragons are no longer hurrying anything.
Yep. The flaming fists will proceed to move forward and try to wipe out whatever else they can and move forward to help seize the Dragonborn.
Continue their assault. The Flaming Fists move forward on Geth's command.
It's they're not going to stay.
Plus your charisma.
Which is actually only 3. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So 19. Still reasonably good. The Flaming Fists come up. Each of them begin drawing their blades and letting out battle cries as they smash this section of soldiers. With a 19, they are reasonably successful. And as their armies advance with the other armies upon them, they manage to back most of what remains of this defensive fortification into the corner.
Their acting orders, when not helping seize the Dragonborn, will be to man the ballista and turn them against them.
Several of them begin getting into the ballista, and others are turning cranks, seizing control of them. And as the rest of the army moves forward, they begin gathering themselves up into the siege weapons and moving to try to fire as much as they can down onto the battlefield. The Flaming Fists successfully seize that section of the battlefield.
Okay, and then the Purple Dragon Knights are going to just keep following.
Yep.
If the Chromatics had not left, they would have gone up the walls and aimed the ballista at the dragons.
Right. Seems reasonable.
Other than that, I mean, Geth's going to go forward and go fuck up that lich.
Absolutely. The Purple Dragon Knights are at your back because the Purple Dragon Knights have been on the battlefield but have not been quite far enough up to reach. They begin using their well-trained bannerets, and they sort of start raising the flags of the Purple Dragon Knights and cheering out a loud war cry, which bolsters your spirit as you can feel like the metallic dragon inside of your sword hum in harmony with the Purple Dragon Knights' draconic war cries. Geth will have advantage on all of his attack rolls this round.
Okay. Well,
you rush up towards the Lich, Holy Avenger, seizing with angry energy.
Guess who died? He died.
That's a crit.
That's a crit.
And you know what? Because fuck that thing, we're going to blow it a smite. 3rd level.
You erupt your blade with holy energy. The Holy Avenger seizes with light, and as you draw your blade out, you sort of catch some of the residual glimmering, shining energy of Kellen's sunbeam from before, and strike down with anger. The Lich raises up his staff into the air, and you cleave straight through it as you strike down. Roll damage.
Okay, this is a lot, by the way.
And then after that, it's going to be Luciano's turn, and I've already decided what he plans on doing.
Okay.
And then Fernie, right?
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Uh-huh.
I don't believe you.
There's a kidney stone that I have, and it's stuck in my side.
You have a kidney stone right now?
Yeah.
That is the opposite of okay.
No, it's fine. I just need to.
That is the opposite of
So,
okay.
This is the 2d6 doubled for the
I
hit.
just need
Yep.
to feel my stomach for a minute.
So you get to reroll.
Yep.
And you still have 2.
Yep.
So that's 5, 7, 12 damage.
12 damage,
That's
absolutely.
just magical. And then here is the 1d8 that just goes with the weapon attack now.
Yep.
2 3s. So that's 6 radiant.
So collectively, that is.
18 so far.
That's 18 so
Yeah.
far.
Yep.
But rating, I believe, is important. Now let me just double check.
For the purposes of this, the radiant doesn't need to be separated.
Okay.
Yeah. All the damage, all the remaining damage can be rolled together. As long as your weapon is magical and radiant and is cutting through his resistances.
Okay. For the purposes of this motherfucker, would Holy Avenger still be doing the 2d10 to it also?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
It is a evil undead, and therefore evil undeads and evil dragons are affected by evil undeads, fiends, and dragons.
Okay. Well, here's the 2d10 for the first one. That one's gonna get a fucking reroll,
Yup.
and it's a 9. So that is 15.
So 18 plus 15 is
One more.
33.
We're not done yet.
Okay.
Also plus 8 to the base on this.
Yep. So 41.
And then, 12? Plus 12.
12
Yep,
is
so
21
53.
reversed.
Okay.
So
And
that
now
would
the
be-
smite.
Yep.
And a third level smite
Maybe the
is 48?
48 sounds correct.
So 8d8.
Yep.
Okay.
You're 53 so far.
That is 15.
So, yep.
I see you're picking up what I am putting down.
68.
10.
78.
Critical attack.
12.
90.
Have any of you ever
Wait,
had
wait, no,
heard
we're
of
going
Long
to.
Long Man?
No.
Yeah, I have.
You know the commercial?
Nice.
Yeah, is that what that is?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Long,
That was
So, your first blade strikes down. You
Wow.
see your the Holy
Wow.
Avenger cleave straight through
Man.
the screeching dark
You have to let me try
defenses of
some
the
of that.
Lich.
That's neat.
No, I'm sorry.
Yes. So the Holy Avenger slashes straight through the collarbone of the Lich and strikes straight into the center of his rib cage. You see radiant energy sizzle and like hiss away some of the darkness and necrotic energy animating its form. The creature drops low and seizes in pain as your blade starts to carve through. It hasn't quite died, but it takes 98 points of damage. And you can follow through with your second attack. You pick the blade up and attempt to strike, hopefully to attempt
Another crit.
Another critical.
This one will not be a smite. But
Okay, that's totally fine.
I don't
Your blade
believe.
comes back around and you sweep it around the other side, attempting to catch the creature where it stands.
This is a regular hit, or just the magical part, that's 11 plus 6, 17.
17, are you adding 8 altogether as well?
That's 17 plus 8,
25.
25. And then the 2d8 radiant,
Yep.
15.
40.
Um,
Total of 130 points of damage.
10. This is the first of the 2d10.
Yeah.
One's getting re-rolled. 2. Okay. 9.
So 49 points of damage.
And then last one. 11.
So total of 60 additional points of damage, 158 points of damage altogether.
Yes.
That is enough. You sleeve back upwards, and Nimbritsian's soul within the sword lets out a large silver draconic roar, and you see some of the chromatic dragon, or the metallic dragons, turn towards you and look down as a war cry loud enough to wake Bahamut from a rousing slumber slashes straight through the Lich, and the creature cracks and hisses in agony as it explodes in a necrotic shroud and is instantly sucked up by the light of your Holy Avenger and coughed out in a belch of gray smoke. The Lich is destroyed, and the zombie army in the center is completely routed. You have full range of the center. Your armies move up effortlessly, and they begin to engage.
And then that was Get's turn.
Okay. On Luciano's turn, Luciano's going to move himself
Fucking 2 crits.
through his nomad
Oh,
gate,
that was so good.
move forward as much as he
90
can, and then
damage.
attempt to use his psionic energy to water whip. I have already rolled ahead of time, and Luciano will water whip 2 of the soldiers with just one figure, and then just slap them to the side, sort of pushing them across and dragging them through the battlefield. Pulls them through the attacks of opportunity as they come by. Luciano manages to deal a significant amount of damage to that group. They are heavily surrounded and weakened. Luciano just kind of stares at them and goes, "You really picked a wrong group to tussle with. Tell your goddess I say hi. Hopefully we won't have to tell ourselves."
You got the muscle to tussle with us.
And that's the end of Luciano's turn. It goes to Fernie.
Burn
Fuck yeah, burn here. Alright, I'm gonna move ahead my whole movement, which is 35.
You're gonna ape out.
On the floor.
Yep, you're good.
So,
That works.
each square is 10.
Mhm.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. There.
Yep.
I'm thinking about doing Wall of Thorns.